Morning, bro. Welcome to the video. So today it's going to be a little bit different. I've just got a cup of tea with me and some breakfast that I'm going to be eating, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about everything that comes to mind. There's not a set thing. It's just literally tea and chat. So the first thing I want to go into is to persevere at something in spite of the difficulty of it. And also, I believe it was Emily Koo who proposed the idea of if something is made easy in your mind, that makes it so. So essentially, if you tell yourself that something's easy, even if it actually isn't that easy, it is easier. If you put in so much mental sort of anguish and struggle into something, that's going to make it harder. So if you tell yourself, oh, I can't run that fast, that would, my cardio is not that good. When you try and run that fast, lad, what's going to happen? You've already given up before you even fucking tried. So sometimes when we're doing things and it seems really difficult, you've just got to tell yourself, that you can do it. You've got to have the positive self-talk inside, and you've got to tell yourself, I'm capable of easily doing that. It's not going to be a struggle for me. And that when you choose to do something difficult, because we make decisions all the time, right? I'm choosing to record now at this time of the day when I'm going to be most awake and most switched on. I've got the most brain points because I haven't really used them on anything else. It's still a difficult endeavor, right? For me to, speak concisely and, not look away and start daydreaming and shit like that. So, and of course, you got to not stutter, but you want to be able to speak concisely and correctly. So, it's still a job, you know what I mean? And, again, whatever I talk about, that's still, a challenge to get my point across the right way. Because otherwise, if I start trying to, I can't really give you an example, but you know what I'm saying, have some water. So yesterday, I'd decided to do a Murph, which is a workout that I'd only just heard about recently, right? Monday, so today's Wednesday, right? So Monday we hit chest, right? And I destroyed my chest on the incline bench, right? Well, actually incline dumbbell. So my chest, my triceps, my shoulders were fucked. I did a drop set on a lat raise, my shoulders are still sore. And then Tuesday, it's the day after we hit chest really hard. We is me and my friend Gabe, who I train with, right? So yesterday I went training on my own, all right, and I wanted to hit a Murph, which is a CrossFit workout, which is where you run a mile, all well and good, 100 pull-ups, that was pretty gross, 200 push-ups, with a sore chest, that was fucking brutal. I could literally only do sets of 10, so I was just fucking grim. And 300 bodyweight squats, which again is, pretty brutal by the end of it. So there's a lot of volume involved, right? And then you run another mile at the end. So I started strong. I ran my mile in 7:47, right? And I thought, okay, I'm all right at running. That was, piss. I'm warmed up now. I got to the pull-ups, right? And I thought, okay, if I just do all the pull-ups first, then all the push-ups, then all the squats, that's the hardest way of doing it. And, I'll just try and get my time doing it that way. No. Nah, I did about 40 or 50 pull-ups in about 15, 20 minutes. And I was looking at the time thinking, fuck. Yeah, because I was already 8 minutes in, right? Because it took me 13 seconds to go from the treadmills to the pull-up bar, right? So I was 8 minutes, 11 seconds in when I checked the time, when I was just about to start doing the pull-ups, right? And I was doing that for about 15 minutes, so we're 23 minutes in. I'd done about 40 or 50 reps, and I thought, okay, there's no fucking chance I'm going to make my time doing it like this. So I did my set of pull-ups, then my set of push-ups, then my squats, then my pull-ups, push-ups, squats. So I started incorporating the other two exercises because I thought, I could just do the first two movements. Nah. So the push-ups were really difficult. Just because I had a sore chest anyway, so just trying to push my own body weight 200 times was tough. It was really tough. I wanted to get the whole thing done in 45 minutes, and honestly, I think if I was fresh, I'd still struggle. I would still struggle to get all that done in 45 minutes. It was a really brutal workout. It was one of those ones that because I was on my own and there's so much volume involved and I'd already been in there for nearly an hour, I was thinking to myself, do I just stop now? My brain was fucking coping so much. It was I had to mentally tell myself, shut up, no, we're staying, we're completing this. And eventually I got the squats done. I hit the 300 mark on the squats and it was just the pull-ups and the push-ups left. And I thought, okay, there's that one done. And that sense of achievement then made getting the other two easier. So once I'd gotten that out the way and we were an hour in, I then boshed through the last of the push-ups and the pull-ups, did the run, and I completed this Murph in I think it was close to hour and a half, which is a shit time, which is a really shit time. But what meant more for me in doing this was just completing it. It was having the drive and having the, I'm going to stick this out, than giving up early, because my brain wanted to. I'll be totally honest, guys. Like, I love training with intensity. I love training hard. I love training in general. That there was the toughest workout I have done ever, right? And it was one of those ones that I really had to, like, tell myself, no, we're going to stick this one through. We're going to get this done, because otherwise I'd have so easily just gone home early. But I didn't. And I'm very proud of myself for that, because it's one of those things where when you're training and you've got the intensity, there's a lot of, there's a lot of movements to do. You're just left with the positive self-talk inside, like, oh, just one more set, we're nearly there, we can keep doing it, you're not even feeling tired, just keep talking to yourself like that. That's what I'm saying, boys. When you're doing something difficult, stick that shit through, because once you get in your car and you sit down and your body's sore, you're sweaty, you've just done all that fucking exercise, you'll sit back and you'll go, I'm so glad I completed that. And this morning when I woke up and I got out of bed, my body was so sore. And I love when my body's sore, because I know I've taken it to its limit. And that's what I did yesterday. And I'm, as I say, I'm very proud of the fact that I did that, because part of me wanted to go home and I didn't. Other people in my same situation, my same physical ability, my same, circumstances, they'd have gone, oh, well, it's just, I've already done, 150 push-ups, that's enough. It wasn't enough for me. I knew I had to complete that. Otherwise, who the fuck am I to tell you guys online to, make sure you try hard and, you give things your all. Who am I to even educate you on any of this shit if I'm not even willing to complete my workout? So I did it. I stayed, I did it. Again, I'm very happy with the fact that I did. And I want to do one again when I'm fresh, because my chest was sore yesterday. It's very sore today. But I want to do another one next week. And I'm going to time that and I'm going to start it right. So instead of just trying to do the pull-ups first, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that, and just do rounds of it and try and get through it all. I think also having someone there counting it for me will be quite beneficial, because obviously, when you're on your own, it's you versus you. But when you've got someone else there, that is like extra motivation. And I don't really struggle with motivation, but extra motivation will not hurt, if you understand what I'm saying. I've got here quite a lot of honey. Have you guys ever heard of matcha? It's like premium grade green tea powder. So they take green tea, right, when it's like obviously organically grown and stuff, and they bash it into like a pestle and mortar. It makes like a powder when it's dry, and it's really fine and it tastes awesome. It tastes really fresh, like quite grassy. I really like it. I've mixed that with some raw milk and honey. Also, there's a woman, she makes honey down the road, right? I'm talking like 5 minutes down the road. She made this candle, right, out of the beeswax. It smells so good. I've got a lighter actually. Let's light this up and see what it's like, because I haven't actually lit this yet, as you can see. I feel like this wick is going to burn very nastily until it actually gets down to the wax. So, that's going to smell awful until it actually starts burning the wax. But yeah. Something I found as well, right, guys, is that because most days, and I'm not going to lie to any of you, I do miss days here and there, but most days I like to write down, or at least think about 5 things I'm grateful for. Sometimes I write more than 5, right? And in doing that as a habit, it has such a positive impact on how I go about my day and how I view things. Like, just in general, like this candle, like I'm so grateful that there's a woman down the road who keeps bees, and so I can benefit from her, her labour, her knowledge. I'm grateful for that I have these, sorts of resources and opportunities around me to benefit from. When you practice gratitude, you don't really realise you don't realise how much good stuff is around you until you start practicing it, and then all of a sudden you've just got a much, I don't know about better is the right word, but I think I have a better outlook on life compared to how I used to. I think that's it's probably a normal way of putting that. Let's have a smell of this candle then. It was a little bit hot. I'll wait a bit close to the flame. But like the actual wax smells really nice. It just smells like honey, to be honest. It just does smell like honey. I actually, because I've had like honey straight out of the comb before and I've eaten the wax, I looked at it and I thought, oh, I hope she's not treated that with anything because I'm going to have a nibble of it. I did have a little nibble. I don't know if she's treated it with like bleach or something, so I might have ate some bleach this morning, but I just wanted to like have a little bite out of it. I don't know if that's weird, but I just fancied it, I suppose. Got my banana here. What else do we want to talk about, boys? It's, perhaps I should have given myself, some talking points so that I didn't really get stuck on any particular thing while I'm sat here recording. Do you want to talk about diet? Do you want to talk about testosterone? Looking at this banana is making me want to talk about, like, testicular health. What should we talk about? I'm going to look around for some inspiration. Maybe just press the skip button because I'm not going to talk for like the next 10 seconds. Okay, I got one. So, what are you wearing right now? Like, just look at your clothes, your accessories. What are you wearing? I want you to look at your shirt. I'm just trying to find this little tag here. And tell me what it's made of. Yeah? Tell you what my shirt's made of. 95% cotton, 5% elastane. That 5% elastane will probably not be the end of the world. But if this was 100% elastane, and I wear this to the gym, I wear it in the sun, I wear it in the sauna, I wear it in the hot car, those artificial fibres, those artificial, clothing materials in contact with my skin, which is an organ which absorbs what it comes into contact with, when those chemicals leach off of my shirt onto my skin, that's going to mimic estrogen in my body, right? So whenever you are wearing anything that isn't cotton or wool or like bamboo, but you're really only going to be wearing the other two, to be honest. I've only got bamboo socks. What you're really doing is exposing yourself to plastic, or at least, petrochemical fibres that aren't natural, don't feel nice anyway, and they're bad for your skin and your health. Your boxers. Or, underwear if you're a woman, but you're probably not. So, just consider this, guys, like, the amount of exposure that you reduce on a day-to-day basis. So look, okay, I'm not perfect. I'm absolutely not perfect. Look at me, hang on. Right now, I've got a plastic bottle of milk here. Yes, it's raw. Yes, it's, high-quality dairy. It's in plastic. So, that there has BPA that leaches into it. What kind of plastic is this? HDPE. I don't know if that's a safe one or not. I know there's different types of plastic. Some of them are more food grade than others. But if you heat anything up in plastic, like, you are fucking your body. Like, you are just fucking yourself. Like, I see people microwaving, at the place I work, right, we have, we serve breakfast, right, and they scramble the eggs in plastic in the microwave. That makes my skin fucking crawl. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And they always say at work, like, oh, why are you so, particular? Why do you have to have your eggs scrambled in the pan? I say to them, I'm like, because I don't want to eat plastic. Like, that's what they're doing. They don't realise, they don't even think about it. Normal people that aren't bothered about their fertility, their health, their performance, their mood, having fucking plastic floating around in their bloodstream, people that don't care about that shit, they're just the last thing they're thinking about. But when I buy high quality eggs, from either, organic ones from the supermarket or even ones like from like a farm shop or something like that, you don't want to be nuking them in the microwave in plastic because it's a high quality product and you want to be getting the most out of it. So I asked them to scramble them in the pan for me. They scramble them in butter for me. I have no rapeseed oil. You know what I mean? I don't have fucking olive oil. I literally have it butter, pan, eggs scrambled whenever I'm at work. And it's just those little reductions in contact that can make a difference, especially when you compound it over a long period of time. Excuse me. Like, do you know what I mean? If you ate if you ate scrambled eggs once in a plastic container, right, they got microwaved in plastic, and then you poured them on your plate and you ate them, you'd be alright. It's not great because of the xenoestrogens and BPA and all that shit, but you'd be alright. It's not going to kill you. Yes, it'll probably lower your sperm count. Yes, it'll probably reduce your testosterone, but it's not going to kill you, right? If you did that for 3 years, and you compared yourself to the version of you that never ate that shit, never did your eggs in the microwave in plastic, I think there'd be a noticeable difference. I think that you could look at them both, if they had no other lifestyle differences, right? Everything else is the same, and you just had one of them getting high exposure to like plastic and the other person having less exposure to plastic. Perhaps not in 3 years, maybe in 6 years, but you would get a difference, 100%. Because you're dealing with, someone's home. You're just dealing with estrogenic chemicals on a much higher exposure level compared to what you could be. And it's down to you to decide where those limitations will be. So for me, for example, I like to buy organic where I can because less fertilizers, pesticides, all that shit. Tastes better too. Tends to be more nutritional. GMO foods tend to have reduced vitamin content. On top of that, the packaging of your food. When I go to the butcher's, 9 times out of 10, I ask to have my meat in wax paper because it's better than having it touching plastic. Like, I'm going to the butcher's and I'm buying grass-fed local meat. Why would I put it in plastic when I can have it in paper? And then if I want it in plastic, I can have it in paper in plastic. Some things like when you buy heart, that doesn't really go well in the paper because it's got a bit of blood in there. So yeah, that's one of the ones that has to go in plastic. But that's an educated decision. That's something that I know and I understand. And when I go home with it, I cut the heart up and I put it in the fridge in a jar, or if I use it straight away and put it in a stew. So just think, boys, like when you're going about your day-to-day basis, like we're exposed to these kinds of things all the fucking time. Look at your bed sheets, look at your tap water, look at the water you bathe yourself in, look at your fucking steering wheel, look at your socks, your underwear, I'm looking around my room now, so your face products, like your skincare. If you don't actually actively be proactive in deciding and making decisions based on what's estrogenic, what's good for my body, what's full of bullshit ingredients, if you don't actually go out of your way to look at that sort of stuff, you'll be disgusted at the sort of stuff. Like I think nail polish, right? So like for girls, or if you're a boy and you've let your girl paint your nails before, I know I have, and yeah, and you can call me gay for that. I don't really care. If you've let your girl paint your nails before, I believe a lot of those contain something called formaldehyde in fucking nail polish. Like, and they get away with this shit. It's ridiculous. It's the same as how they used to have pipes made of lead. Like people didn't know, but then when they do know, they're like, oh, I don't want lead pipes anymore. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So just, don't let it ruin your life. Like for me, I love milk. I absolutely love milk. I think it tastes great in a tea or a coffee, and it's good for calories, and it's got good stuff in it. I'm not going to let the fact that it's in plastic stop me from ever having milk again. However, of course, I'd much rather it in glass, and if I could get it in glass, that'd be awesome. Right now, in my current situation, I can't get unpasteurised milk in glass, so I get the next best thing, unpasteurised milk in plastic. But I understand that. Like, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still being critical about it, and I'm still, deciding to myself, I've reduced my exposure here. I can afford my cow juice in plastic. In the future, I'm, probably going to reach a point where, I've got filtered water. I've got like another one as well, right? Okay, look, you can be so autistic about this, and the more autistic you are about it, the better off you're going to be. I don't keep my phone in my pocket. My phone does not go in my pocket, right? I think my phone's been in my pocket twice in months because it just does not happen. And the reason being that, I'm quoting someone else, but in The 4 Hour Body, Tim Ferriss wrote this book, he spoke about old studies that showed that keeping your phone in your pocket fries your sperm because of the EMFs. So, you know, if it fries your sperm, it may very well impair testicular function, i.e., the production of testosterone. So just don't keep it in your pocket. You know, it's just that simple. So, as I say, guys, the more research you do into it, the more, because you can be critical about it. Like, you can decide yourself, like, if, like, there's certain things that are higher leverage than others. Like, for example, touching receipts, right? So, where I work, we touch a lot of receipts. Reducing my receipt exposure is much higher leverage than worrying about my milk in a plastic bottle. 100%. So it's things like that. You've got to look at where the leverage is, where you'll get the most bang for your buck in making a change. So if you change everything, that's ideal, that's perfect, then you're going to get the most results. But if you change the things that you have the highest exposure to, like let's say if you live in a city and you're constantly breathing in dirty air, you've got like little access to like good quality food, changing those two things is going to be much more important than like worrying about that 5% elastane in your shirt. You know, 'cause that's quite low leverage. Whereas the higher leverage would be in the areas where you're reducing your exposure to all these chemicals. But thanks a lot for watching, boys. I'm going to go get ready. I'm going to go for a cold plunge, and I'll probably upload that as well. So take it easy. I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.